Hey guys, what is up?
Guys?
TheHillTwins are here.
That was my line.
with another deck profile for you guys today.
For Janemba. That's right. I cut you off. Anyway, so Janemba, when he attacks, he gets to mill 2 cards from your opponent's deck, and he draws a card. Additionally, on his awaken side, if you have 4 or less life, he gets to awaken. He flips to this bad boy, and he gets to untap 2 energy.
Yep.
Now, he turns into this monster, Relentless Speed Janemba. As his name suggests, when he attacks, he's going to mill the hell out of you with Relentless Speed. He mills 2 cards, and then his secondary effect says you get to place a card from your drop area from your hand to the drop area. And what that does is allows you to negate an attack declared against him from any card. We have to understand that it's not counter timing, it's auto timing, and it has its pluses and weaknesses.
And it has to be a blue card.
And we're going to go into that as we move forward about its pluses and its weaknesses. Okay? This is a deck profile / a small analysis and a strategy development session. Okay? So I run 3 Burnished Bonds Borgos. Not 4, 3. People are like, oh my God, you're running 3. That's right, I'm running 3. Burnished Bonds, extremely strong card, but it's only needed once on the board. Against matchups that it's specifically strong against. So if you catch even 1 against a matchup that relies on untapping energy, that's enough to set your opponent back, to slow down their place, to control them, to put them in a place that they don't want to be at.
Yeah, so they gotta be pressed not to untap any energy.
Yes. So otherwise, he's just a 1-drop that allows you to draw a card, and he's a 5K.
Yep.
Moving forward, I run Kami, the Global Unifier. Now, as you guys already know, I love blue-black, and I love this card.
Level 99.
And this card is God tier level 99. Basically, he allows you to blow up the board if your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play. He blows up the board 4 or lower, send them all to drop. Yep. Card is a deterrent. I like, again, deterrent. Makes your opponent play uncomfortably. It allows you to control the flow of their game so that you can basically put into action the plan that the deck has in order to succeed. Moving forward, our main board 2, Group Leader Pilaf. Now people are saying, wow, you're main boarding that card?
Yep.
Yes, we're main boarding this card. This card is a counter battle card attack. And what it does is you get to play it, so you get the 5K, and you get to take a characteristic off of your opponent's card. So basically with this one, it's slightly better than a negate, slightly not better than a negate in certain situations. Sometimes you want to take that triple strike, but you don't want the crit. Sometimes you want to take away the triple attack. Sometimes you just want to take away swap, right?
Yep.
So this just keeps you ready against different matchups. Moving forward, we run 3 Courageous Heart Yajirobe. Card is just strong. Card, again, it's a deterrent. It sits on your board. I love this as my turn 2 drop. Sits on the board, allows your opponent to see that if they try to overinvest into a powerful battle card, they're gonna lose it.
Yep.
So it's good against boss cards. It's good against barrier, deflect, etc. Moving forward, we're on 2 Goku, striving to be the best card of set 5 of Miraculous Revival, whatever you call it.
Striving to be the best card.
Yes, he is striving to be the best card of his set, because even though a lot of stuff has got, like aggro has gotten slightly cut down, this card basically says that you get to control the flow of the game because your opponent's early cards cannot attack. 2 or lower, they can't attack with. That's straight up busted for you to basically shut out their effects and their attacks and have access to your own. But also it just helps you play against decks that do very well early game, such as the Freezer deck, the red Freezer swap, which is really strong now. We're going to start seeing a lot of that in there. And it's still a lot of tempo-based. Pan actually made an appearance, and she was running stuff like Kaba and Trunks. Okay, it shuts out the 1-drop blue Pan, Tournament of Power. I run 2 Crisis Crusher Son Goku. So I don't run 4 of this, I don't run 4 of this. People are saying, oh my God, you're running Crisis Crusher Son Goku. Like, the card is not good anymore, right? Wrong, you're wrong. Card is still good. Card basically gives me a turn 1 option to defend myself against cards, against decks that can definitely put pressure, like with Kabas, with Pans, etc. Also, it allows me to pop their cards like Burnished Bond Burgos and Kami. It just helps me set them behind a card. It sets them behind 5K. So card is still strong. Don't believe the hype. I run it at 2 and I run it at 2. Have 2 different applications. Moving forward, I run 1 2, 3, Shimron, Figure of Majesty. On my deck profiles, most of them you're going to see this card. Card is just really strong. This is one of my turn 4 plays every game. You always want to see this card. That allows you, we're going to move into analysis, but allows you to untap energy, allows you to necromancy any one of these. I run 1, 2, 3, Awe-Inspiring, Intimidator, SS Bleed, Vegeta.
Wasn't this my deck?
Anytime you want to defend yourself, anytime that you find yourself in a position where you're in an unfavorable matchup and they're just doing too much, you want to drop this card. Just great card.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4, Demon Sword, Janemba. You gotta run for the card. Card is just strong. It's your removal. It's an attack. It has crit. It's just a great card, and it helps you mill, right? Just gotta play it. Around 1, 2, 3, Reality Bender, Janemba. Card comes out for 1 energy if your opponent has 4 energy. So it's great against decks that use objection, and you have no cards on board. But also, he also mills your opponent out as well, and he's a 20k attacker. Moving forward, we run 1, 2, 3, 4, Infernal Villainy Cell. This card is a pseudo combo, as we like to say. Basically, it's a pseudo combo. It allows you to keep your hand maintained, and it allows you to defend yourself and get high. It allows you to get big, right? 1,
get high, baby.
2, 3, 4. I run 4 Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. Same thing like this card. You want to, hand maintenance is extremely important in this game. You want to have a livable hand in order to survive the game. This helps whether your opponent is going wide or if they're going big, right? Moving forward, I run 1, 2, 3, 4. Great Saiyaman, the Town's Hero. Now this card is a super combo, free, plus 10k. The reason why I play this card is because 1, it has plus 10k. So if I'm ever in a situation where I need to get out of an attack where I don't have his sparking course, basically this card is going to help me out whether I lose the draw or not. 2, this deck doesn't really run overrun. So basically that's my go-to super combo because it's almost always live. And I know a lot of people run this one, the North Kai Keep and Watch. It's up to you depending on what you want to do. If you're running Overwhelm cards like Supreme Kai of Time, like a lot of the other Janemba decks, then you might want to run this because you lose your sparking. But otherwise, in any other case, this card becomes live very early.
One of the quick things that I like, and when I was using this card, is the fact that you get to protect yourself and still hit numbers while unawakened because of the fact that this card essentially is a free 10k, even if you're at 6 of life when you meet your sparking. You get to both draw and get the 10k, and then you have cards like these that also moves you into other cards. I mean, you just completely able to protect yourself while you're not awakened.
Now going to our extra cards, moving to the last break of the deck, Dimension Magic, one of the best extra cards in the game, one of the best negates in the game. The card's absolutely nuts for what it does. If you have 5 energy, it has Sparking 5 similar to this and similar to this. I mean, if you have 5 cards in your drop, you get to use the card for free on negate and take a card to your hand. Card is really, really, really strong. Card is really strong. And you get to untap 2 energy. So this deck, you want to be able to adequately defend yourself, have access to Group Leader, peel off, have access to this. Moving forward, I run 4 Senzu Bean. 4 Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean is just
a must in this deck.
It's just a must.
You know.
And
especially
lastly,
on defense.
Yep. And lastly, I run 2 Mafuba. Now, this is basically the deck. I'll get into a slight analysis and what strategy you want to build versus certain decks. So basically, decks that are very heavy, untapping energy. Although they may phase out, you want to be able to open up with something like Burgess Bonds and this. You want to always open up with these regardless because these allow you to place combo power on the board while keeping your hand still livable. Obviously, if you're playing against decks that are going wide, you want to make sure that you don't show them Okami. And if you do show them Okami, they may have main board answers to it. So if you feel like they are gonna go ride for sure. You don't have to show it to them, or you can hold it. And if you feel like they have main board options to it, hold it in your hand. The second they go wide, pay 1 energy, drop them, pay 2 energy, boom, blow up their board. So you always want to make sure you can save it. Moving forward, against Shinron decks and decks that are very, very heavy with big boss cards, want to make sure that you play Courageous Heart Yajirobe.
Even setting him up early on turn 2.
Turn 2 is just such a positive interest for you because after you set one up, he just sits there. Your opponent starts to play weird unless they can remove it. Against decks that are going to go very aggro early, you want to try to go for these cards. Shut them down early as possible. With those, Now, normally the turn 4 play in the deck is Shinron. You drop Shinron first. You don't have to. You don't have to focus on this only because of the fact that they these will do their job as the game continues. But it's about building a foundation. This deck has foundation building. You build your foundation with this. Moving forward, you're just gonna amass a lot of resources and be able to go wide with your plays.
And it also does depend on the situation.
Yes. Because moving forward, if you're in a matchup where you've just been holding on for their life, then you want to drop something like him and then have something like that. So you tap out on 4, have access to a negate like that. He essentially is a negate. He basically says one of your opponent's cards cannot attack it to your leader. They have to attack it to him. So he's already a negate. You block an attack with him, untap 2. Now you can defend him adequately if you're in like hyper mode or hyper competitive decks. Moving forward, last thing about the actual Shinron matchup is that normally Shinrons want to strike you from 8 to 5 from 8 to 5, 5 to 1, 1 to 0, 1 to 0. So normally what happens is that during that chain, you cannot do anything. You won't have access to your leader's effect. So basically, what will happen is that on the first attack, if they have crit, allow them to crit. If you can't defend it, that should easily fuel your drop zone for this. If it's already not fueled. During the next attack, Dimension Magic. Even if they negate it, take it from the life, because that's going to put you from 5 to 4. Now during that attack, you have the option to awaken. If you can defend that attack, defend. If you can't, save your cards, save your resources, take the damage, and then you awaken. So now you have access to his second side, and then you can negate the last attack.
Yep.
That's it.
So that's the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah. So leave some feedback in the comment section below. We will be giving a Shinron Gogeta deck profile and our top 4 decks and top 8 decks. So yeah, hope you guys like it.